Hey guys, welcome back to Ninjago News TV. Today we are catching a break from all the Season 9 theories, and I'm just going to be ranking the intros. So just a note, in this video, we're only ranking 7 intros, being the ones in the first 2 seasons, and all the other intros to follow. The pilots, if you count that as an intro, and Day of the Departed are not included in this, as they're not even seasons. They were only used once. So anyway, without further ado, let's get started. Last and definitely least is the Sons of Garmin intro, which is the latest intro and the only intro that's not actually a weekend whip. This isn't last because it's just not a weekend whip, and there's nothing really special about it the way that the other intros are very nostalgic and very special, if you know what I'm saying. The claim behind not using the weekend whip for this season was that it was too dark, but after watching it, really, I think they could have used the weekend whip. It wasn't so dark that the weekend whip would have changed the perspective of the season, and it wasn't so dark that the season wasn't so dark that the weekend whip had to be removed. I mean, really, it wasn't that dark. It was dark, yes, but not that dark. I mean, come on. The other thing I don't like about this intro is how it doesn't even focus on the Ninjago characters. It doesn't even show the ninja, really. It just briefly shows them. The only good thing about this is that it maintains the whole previously on Ninjago thing. But otherwise, this intro, it's very nicely animated and very polished and all, but there was no real reason to get rid of the weekend whip, and I don't like how it doesn't even show the ninja. In 6th place is my least favorite weekend whip, which is the rebooted whip. This one is definitely better than the Sons of Garmin intro, but there are many reasons why I don't like this. One, it doesn't focus on the individual ninja. It bunches them up and doesn't even show them as in their actual forms. It just shows them as on some computer program or something with rising bars or something. It's weird to say the least. Second of all, the music is weird too. It's not even the weekend whip. It just has only a couple of parts where they're actually singing the weekend whip, and it just feels really weird to me. It's not a weekend whip, if you know what I mean. They don't focus on the characters individually, and yeah, I mean, the only good thing about it is I like the scene with Lloyd where they do introduce Lloyd fighting off the Overlord and his army, but that's really the only good thing about this. Everything else is not that good. 5th place is the Temporal Whip. This is kind of middle ground for me. It's not bad, but it's not good either. It's certainly miles above the rebooted whip and Sons of Garmin intro, but it's also miles below the intros that are yet to come. I like this one, but for the same reasons that I don't like rebooted one, I don't like this one also. Mainly it's because of the whole music cueing thing, and you can't really hear the music. It's very soft, and it just stops and comes. I like the whole temporal idea, but I prefer more dynamic weekend whips in which there's more movement. That's why I prefer weekend whips such as Season 6 and the original one. And yeah, I mean, but there are good things about this. I love the way that the villains are here. I love the scene also displayed right here. The whole Frozen in Time thing, I both dislike, and like at the same time, because it shows the season very well, but at the same time, it's not that dynamic. And I do like that it does showcase each of the characters individually. Animation is also really nice for this. This is where the weekend whips start to get much better for me. In 4th place, we have the Tournament Whip, which is the intro for Season 4. I like this one, but again, it's not my favorite one. The ones in top 3 are also definitely a ways above this weekend whip. I like it, but the animation itself is also kind of bare. It's kind of bare bones, especially when you compare it to other seasons, once again. And then another thing I don't like at all is how they didn't put in Titanium Zane at a midway point in the season. When you look at weekend whips such as Season 1, Season 2, they got changed a lot of the time. They got changed a ton. And I really see no reason for them to keep this tiny paper of Zane as a placeholder. It was necessary in the beginning of the season, but it got really annoying towards the end of the season. I don't know. On the other hand, I love the music, and I love the way that the names are displayed. Lloyd's intro is also very cool with the animation and his elemental power here. And I do like the goods of this intro definitely overpower the bads. 3 is the original weekend whip used in seasons 1 and 2. This one is the most nostalgic out of all of them, and I'm sure you could tell why, because it's the original one. It's also very simple, and it's just very classic. I love the rock and roll style of this, and it's so nostalgic for me and for many people as fans of a Ninjago who have stuck around since pretty much the beginning. And it brings back a lot of memories from when we were all younger watching the show. You came home, you were excited to watch Ninjago, and this intro came on, and it's definitely very nostalgic for me and hopefully many other people. On the other hand, it is definitely very bare when you compare it to other seasons, and as the show progressed, the weekend whips began to get more and more elaborate as it went on, expressing the season itself. So yeah, that's the reason why this isn't higher up on the list, but definitely it is a lot better than the tournament whip. And I love the way that the ninja are showcased, probably showcased the best out of any intro ever to date. And I love the way that their golden weapons and have their gi changes throughout the weekend whips. The thing I really love about the Ghost Whip is how the animation changes during the character's showcase. Such as right now, where you can see at one moment it's normal animation, then when it stops to pause, it turns into a kind of drawing, and their name shows up. I really love that. In addition, the music is just amazing for this. It's eerie, and it's the only weekend whip to date that has the pre-chorus in it also. And I find that really cool that they included the pre-chorus, because normally in weekend whips, only the chorus is shown, only the chorus is featured, and I like that the pre-chorus was actually introduced for a change. Music is really nice, and I love the way that each character is focused on, and the way that they're fighting ghosts. Setting is also pretty cool here. You can see it's kind of creepy, and in the end they all gather together in a cemetery, and overall it's just a really good intro. You might be surprised at my number one choice. Yeah, I'm actually picking the Pirate Whip, which is definitely one of the most underrated weekend whips to date. And this weekend whip is generally not talked about in the fandom, whereas weekend whips like the Temporal Whip and the Ghost Whip are usually fan favorites. I really love this whip, and I'm going to try to explain to you why. First of all, the music is really amazing, and it really gets the mood. It sets that mood, and it captures the season. It's a piratey kind of feel, and I love the background beat. I love the music. I really love it. Second, the scenery is really nice. At the beginning, the clouds are kind of white, but then as the intro progresses, they kind of get dark, like you can see right here, until at the end, they're really dark when Nauticon shows up, and then when the show name is revealed, they kind of turn light again. I love that. It kind of shows, it sets another mood. And then I love where Nauticon at the end is chuckling. That's kind of different, and it's definitely very cool. Only thing I kind of don't like is how the ninja are showcased together, but there is a reason for this, and there is another reason. You might be wondering, I have complained about this for past weekend whips in this video, but there's a reason I'm ignoring that. And that's because most of the ninja are actually absent for the majority of the season, so there's no real need for them to have their own showcases, considering they are actually absent. So they're not even there, and they have very, very minor roles. However, I do feel it is necessary for Nia and Jay to be showcased together, as this is their season and it builds off of their relationship. Another thing I love is how the ninja are actually shown. They're shown on Air Jitsu, Wu and Misako are on their hot air balloon. They're shown on Nia and Kai are flying through the air. Jay is with his hydroelectric dragon, and I love the way that it's shown. Overall, great weekend with great soundtrack and really, really cool showcases. So that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, share with everyone you know. We'll be continuing. We'll just play it by ear for the videos this upcoming week. If we get more Season 9 news, I'll be doing videos on that. If not, we're just going to continue with videos like this. Maybe ranking the ninja suits if we don't get more Season 9 news. And if any theories come up that I think I might discuss about for Season 9, I will definitely be discussing about those. So it's just a little preview of this upcoming week. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.